Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl, the Melanin Princess, the African Barbie, Dumebi Lea. If this is your first time stumbling on my channel, you're welcome. I do hope you decide to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button right below this video, just right there, and then hit the notification bell right beside it as well. That way YouTube will send you notifications whenever I drop a new video. If you're subscribed and you've not really been getting notifications, please turn off the notification bell and then turn it back on, because I think somehow YouTube just be wild and like YouTube will be acting out. I don't really know what's going on, but yeah, you guys, I'm back and I'm dropping videos regularly this year. I'm going to be making up for all the time that I was not consistent last year. Okay, if you guys don't know, I already explained why I was inconsistent. I was having serious acne breakout. My skin went completely bad. If you haven't seen that video, I'm going to link it right up there. Please check it out. So today's topic is going to be something a little bit more serious than I usually talk about on this channel. And why I'm talking about this topic is because I feel like I have a first-hand experience of dealing with my mental health. There was a time my mental health was in the trenches. It was in the gutters. Like, I was battling, I was struggling, yes, but I was able to somehow just take control and improve it generally. And I feel like it's something I should come and share. I need to state, this is a disclaimer. The Anna Bragg girl in me almost came out. This is the disclaimer. I am not an expert of any sort. I'm not a mental health expert. I'm not a psychologist or a therapist or whatever. But I'm just coming to share the tips that worked for me with you guys, and also some tips that I have done some research and found out that are also recommended to help improve people's mental health.
Oh, so fabulous.
So when it comes to mental health, there are different type of mental health issues. There's depression, there's anxiety, there's stress, there are addictions, different kinds of issues, and you need to find out what exactly it is that you're passing through, because people tend to throw this word around, depression especially, just, oh, I'm depressed, but you're not really depressed. Maybe you're just sad at the moment. So it's always good to know what it is that what it is that you're struggling with. And then before I experienced what I experienced that made me get familiar with mental health and how this whole thing works, I never knew what people really meant when they say, oh, I have anxiety. But I think I actually did experience anxiety last year, and there are different symptoms to know if you're having anxiety. When you're always thinking about the same thing, like there's just one thing that is in your thoughts. You sleep thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it, you're doing anything throughout the day, and then your mind is overwhelmed with thoughts about the same thing. Sometimes you have problems sleeping, or you sleep too much. Like I had it and I didn't know that's what it was. It affected my sleep pattern. I was sleeping too much at night, and during the day I'll be on the road going somewhere. Maybe I'm in the vehicle and I would see myself sleeping off, and it wasn't because I didn't get enough sleep at night. Sometimes I'll be on the road heading somewhere, and then before I knew it, I will catch myself and I see myself heading in a direction I'm not supposed to be heading. Like I was kind of like, I was not very coordinated. I always had this pressure and tension in my mind, like when you're chasing something and something is chasing you. I was never really at rest. And as black people, we always tend to feel like it's a white people thing. Anxiety, oh please. Depression, oh please. Mental health, oh please. We are black people, we can survive anything. But no, we need to take our mental health very seriously. And I also need to state, I didn't plan to shoot today at all, but what triggered me to do this video was that I opened my Instagram today and I learned about the former Miss USA 2019 that passed away. And obviously she had issues with mental health because she kind of like jumped off her building in New York City, a high-rise building. And when you think about it, she's beautiful, she has a beautiful body, she's famous, she's popular, she has a nice job and stuff, and people are like, where did it go wrong? But obviously you can have everything and still not be okay mentally. So that's why it's good to be nice to people. Check on your friends, even those that seem very happy and cheerful and rich and comfortable and like they have it all together. It's not always like that, because when I saw it, my heart went out to her and I'm like, oh my god, who knows what she was passing through. So I said, okay, I need to make this video, even if it's just one person that this video is able to help. I'd be happy. So the first one I have here is for you to practice positive thinking. Try and block out the negative thought. There's always that voice in your head that's trying to tell you maybe you're not achieving, or look at what you're supposed to do, you were not able to achieve that this year, or see what your mates are doing, you haven't done this, you haven't done that, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough. things like that. Try and block out those thoughts and replace them with positive thoughts. Put words of affirmation, like even if you need to like paste them all around your bedroom so that you wake up and you see them. Words that remind you of who you are, of what you have inside of you, of what makes you special, of what people see in you that brings that light and that smile to their face. You know, things that you need to know, to see and to remember about yourself, to keep you going, to remember why you're here on this earth and that you are special. Those words that need to lift your spirit, you need to surround yourself with those positive words. You also need to always list out the positive things about yourself. We all have our weaknesses, we all have our imperfections. Try not to dwell on them. List out the positive ones. You understand? Those things that make you special. For instance, maybe you got hurt by someone because you were too nice. Don't turn that into a negative and start talking down on yourself about how you were too nice. Instead, remind yourself that you're nice, you have a beautiful soul, you're selfless, and because of that, one day you're going to meet someone that's going to appreciate you for that, and that you're going to actually change lives because of that quality. Don't see it as a negative. So whatever it is that you may see in yourself as a negative, always look for the positive of that, positive out of that, and it always helps the way that you think. You should also use words that promote feelings of self-worth and self-power. For instance, if you maybe tried at something, maybe you went for a job interview and you didn't get it and you really needed that job, instead of saying, oh, I failed my job interview or I lost the job, why not use words like, oh, okay, probably that was not the job for me, I will prepare harder and I will definitely get the next one, or I'm going to get a better one soon. Try to think about it from the positive path. And okay, let me just throw this in there. Like earlier this year, I got a job interview. I'm a makeup artist, for those of you who do not know. So I got invited to come and do like a little interview, but we were going to do makeup on some models so that they could know there were two of us and they wanted to pick just one person. And the salary was quite good. I was going to be coming a few times a week and I was going to be paid as much as 400,000. And then I got there, the person who gave us the brief on kind of makeup they wanted was a bit confused about how we stated it, so we asked to just freestyle, and I did a colorful makeup look on my model while the other makeup artist did a nude makeup look, and then they picked the other person, and I felt so bad. I felt terrible. And I really felt bad. Like I was crying on my way home. When I got home the next morning, I felt bad. I didn't want to do anything, and I had to talk to a friend who actually helped me get out of that sad state of mind. And then guess what? It ended up that even the other person was not even employed. Now, I'm not saying I should be rejoicing that the fact that she wasn't employed, but I chose to look at it at some point where I got out of the bad mood. I chose to look at it as, okay, maybe God had better plans for me, or maybe there's something better out there, or maybe that job would have even cost me more than I would have ended up gaining from that job. And it turned out that I didn't lose anything because they ended up not employing either of us anyways. They said they didn't need a makeup artist anymore. So just try and find the positive in every situation. Even if it doesn't seem that way, eventually it will work out for you. So that's the number one tip. The second tip I want to share with you guys is to stay away from your triggers. Stay away from the things that get you thinking, those things that get you back to that place you're trying to creep out from. Like I do that. I personally stopped going on social media as much because I realized that sometimes I go to social media and I see some things and it makes me start thinking and stuff like that. So if you need to cut out certain people from your life, or minimize your contact with them or the time that you spend with them to protect your mental health, feel free to do that. If you need to stay away from social media, feel free to do that. If you need to stay away from your phone and reconnect back with the simpler things, to be in the moment so that you can enjoy, you can be present more like in your day and in things around you and spend more time with people around you, please do that. Just cut away from the triggers, the things that make you sad, that make you start thinking, that get you back to that depressed state of mind. You try and minimize how much contact you have with them and instead focus on the things that make you happy. This really helped me. So the fourth one I want to say is that you should look for ways to exert energy. Look for things that get you like physically active, like workouts. Workouts are known to release endorphins, which are feel-good chemicals. So when you work out, you get those endorphins flowing, you feel better about yourself. Then taking walks is another thing that really helped me. Like some days you just wake up and you just want to be in bed, you just don't want to do anything. Those are actually the days you should force yourself to do something. Don't just stay in bed. That's the devil telling you to do that. Get up, take a walk, feel the fresh air. I used to do that a lot in the evenings. And do you know what I'll do? If I'm home all day feeling depressed and at night, I'll be like, okay, I'm definitely going to stroll. I need to walk around my neighborhood. Do you know what I'll do? I would dress up. Like, I'll wear a nice beautiful gown. I'll probably wear like my corset and cinch my waist, do my hair, put on some lip gloss, put on some earrings, and then I will step out and I will see people like be like, oh, fine girl. Like, I'll be getting cat calls and I'm like, oh, please, because not only am I enjoying the fresh air on my body, just walking, being in my thoughts. Sometimes I'll just put on my earphones. Please don't, I'm not telling you to do that, it's not really safe, but I'll just put like on one ear so the other ear will be open so that I can hear the traffic and cars passing and stuff. Just put the music really low and just I just be working and it'd be like I'm just floating on air, because it took me to another place. Music for me is therapeutic. So, walking in the evening with the breeze, seeing people interact with their daily lives, the traffic, people chilling on the streets and stuff like that, it helps me. So when I come back, I would have even exerted energy and it will help me sleep better. So that definitely helps. Spending time in nature as well always helps. I used to go to the beach a lot during that period as well. There's something about being at the beach. There's this tranquility, there's this peace. You feel like you're at one with nature. I feel like spending time in nature actually helps you center yourself and it just makes you appreciate life more. And also, you need to exert energy so that you can get enough sleep, because normally people that have poor mental health probably have problems sleeping. Yes, I'm one of those. I used to. My sleep pattern is way better now. You need to try your best to have at least 8 hours of sleep, no matter how hard it is. If you need to take a warm bath, if you need to drink warm milk, if you need to exert yourself in the daytime so that you can be tired enough to go to bed at night. And also keep away from your phone. If you need to hide it in a drawer somewhere, if you're one of those people that wake up maybe to go pee and then you pick up your phone and now like just get carried away on the phone for the rest of the night. I used to be that person. Try to keep the phone away from you so that you're not tempted to do that. Try as much as possible to get your sleep, because when you don't get enough sleep and enough rest, you're cranky during the day, you're tired, you're uninspired, you're weak, and then probably your mental health actually depreciates from there. So you need to always get your beauty sleep, okay? You don't want eye bags and wrinkles. Come on, we're not in a hurry to age, okay? We have enough time to be old. Right now, let's try and be young. So the next one I have here actually says keep a gratitude journal. When you have poor mental health or when you're depressed or whatever, it's very easy for you to just focus on the negatives, the things that you don't have. That one thing, you may have like 7 things out of the 10 things that you really want in life, but those 3 or even that one thing that you feel like you don't have might be your main focus and now lead to depression and all whatnot. So that's the time to actually count your blessings. Let me talk as a Christian that I am. You need to count your blessings, because as bad as you think your life is, because it really is not bad, but as bad as you think your life is, you have like 1,001 things that a lot of people would wish for. Like when I made that video about my acne, which I already linked up there, when I made that video, I said that the past 2 years were the hardest I've ever experienced in my entire life, the past 2 years, and I stated that I had not achieved anything in those past 2 years except staying alive in good health. Now, don't you think staying alive in good health is good enough to be grateful for? Do you know how many people lost their lives with the pandemic and everything? Do you know how many people lost their lives? When you have a gratitude journal, you wake up in the morning and you write what you're grateful for. You woke up in the morning, you were able to wake up, you were able to move your hands and your legs, you were able to get out of bed, you know where your next meal is coming from, you have a roof over your head, you have your family who love you. The little things, being able to just smell the fresh air, being able to breathe without assistance. So keep a gratitude journal. In the morning, in the night, what you need to be grateful for, you write it. It's different from just taking mental note. When you actually write it, you see that the book is gradually filling up and you're like, oh, I'm really blessed and I'm grateful. So it always helps. Have an attitude of gratitude. Then another thing I want to say is let it all out. Let it all out. Sometimes we try to be strong, or we don't even know that we're passing through things, or we try not to be real with ourselves and we just bottle it up inside, trying to be strong or trying to pretend that it's not there, but you're actually doing yourself more harm than good. Look at me. Anybody who knows me knows that I am not ashamed to cry. I think I've done that a couple of times on this YouTube channel. I'm not ashamed to cry, and it's very therapeutic for me. Do you know that at some point, like when I'm talking to my girlfriend, I'll be like, oh, I just cried, but I feel better. I feel better every time that I cry, because I feel like at first I used to hold it in. You don't want to cry, and you just end up bottling up. But whenever I cry and I let it out, there's this release that I feel. So if you feel the need to cry, if you feel the need to rant, if you feel the need to scream, please do. That is the beginning. That's like you accepting that, okay, you have pain, and when you recognize that you have pain, you cannot begin to try to heal this pain or whatever it is that you're struggling with. So I usually listen to music, sometimes sad music. Yeah, if you're going through a heartbreak and you listen to heartbreak music, you're able to understand that, okay, this is what I'm feeling. I'm not denying this. I'm recognizing that this is the feeling. This is where I am at. Okay, now where do I go from here? So you're not denying it, you're facing it, you're confronting it, and from there you know where to go. If it takes me watching a movie to try and internalize, oh, this is what I'm feeling. Okay, yeah, that's what I want, but I don't have that right now. You cry about it, and after that you feel better. So it's also therapeutic. For some people it may be counterproductive, but for me, whenever I take my time to listen to music that actually brings out those emotions that I'm feeling, or movies that bring out the emotion, and I cry and let it out, I always feel better. Like when I'm done crying, I'm like, okay, I want to order pizza right now, and then I'm eating pizza and I'm watching a happy movie after that, and I feel better. The next thing I want to talk about is spend more time doing what you love. What is that thing that gets your juices flowing? That thing that you enjoy, that allows you just feel yourself, appreciate life, feel like the badass bee that you are. Like, what do you enjoy doing? For me personally, it's music. I went and I joined my church choir, and even though I struggled for the first 1 year that I was in the church choir, I wasn't regular, but towards the end of that first 1 year I started being more regular, because there are some days that I wake up and I wasn't busy. I just didn't go for choir rehearsal because I'm like, I don't want to see anybody's face today. I just want to be in my house. I used to be like that, and days like that, going out and seeing anybody and going to rehearsal, choir rehearsals and stuff, was the last thing I wanted to do. And most times that last thing you want to do is actually the best. Sometimes you just want to be cut off from someone. Friends want to come and say, I'm like, oh please, I'm not home, but I'm home. I didn't want to be around people and stuff like that. Sometimes you just need to make yourself do that. Do things that you enjoy. I joined the choir, and the singing actually helped me, and being part of a community. If you need to join maybe a gym, or if you need to join like a dance group, or you need to play games, or you need whatever it is that will get your juices flowing, something you enjoy doing, try and do that. Another thing that I've started doing recently is going for karaoke, because it's still singing as well, and I'm meeting people there, I'm having fun, I'm doing what I love. It gets my juices flowing, and when I get back home, I'm always very excited and happy. That's what we need that happy vibes, that happy energy, something that reminds us about how much we enjoy life, being alive, and the things that we appreciate. That's what you should do more of. It definitely helps your mental health. So the next thing I want to say is hug someone. I'm going to give myself a hug right now, and for anybody who is going through any mental health issue, this is a hug for you. That's a hug from me to you. You need a hug. Body contact, hugs and snuggles and cuddles actually increases oxytocin, and oxytocin is known as the cuddle hormone. So oxytocin helps you be happy and centered and gives you good vibes and stuff. So don't keep away from people, even if it's just one person that loves you, that cares about you, that can help you feel good. Get a hug. Just hold it in for as long as you need to. It helps. Human contact is very important. Then the last one that I have here is get a pet. There were some days that I really used to feel like, oh, I wish I had a pet. I actually wanted to buy a cat. I will not lie, because we grew up with cats at some point. We had like 2 cats. But there's something about having like animals. Animals can tell your mood when you're sad. They can, cuddle up and snuggle up. And I think it helps release some oxytocin as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Having something to care about that equally cares about you, because animals are pure and they give you some kind of company and consolation and stuff. I don't know how to explain it, but it just helps when you have something that you can show love to. Then of course pray, because I'm Christian. I need to add that, because sometimes when I look back on my life as of 6 months ago, a year ago, and I'm like, I don't know how I got through it. Because believe me, the people who lose their battle with mental health and probably lose their lives, it's not that they don't love themselves or that they don't have people that love them or they don't love their family. No, sometimes it just gets too much and it feels like nobody understands what you're going through. But believe me, there are people who are passing through exactly what you're passing through. And even if there may be people that are around you that are not passing through it, but they are willing to listen and they are willing to help. And I think there are hotlines out there for people with, mental health issues and stuff like that. Please don't keep it to yourself. Please don't go through it alone. Allow people to help you. And if you're watching this video, please check on your friends, check on your loved ones, check on your family to make sure that they are okay. For anybody who's watching this video, if you're passing through something, believe me, it gets better. Just talk to God, practice the tips that I've given in this video. You can do more research as well, and I hope that these tips help. So I think I'm going to be rounding up this video right now. You guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and to share. Drop your comment in the comment section. Have you had any mental health issue? Have you passed through depression or anxiety or any of that? What tips helped you? You can share. That may be helping someone who watches this video. Give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe. Drop a comment, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.